pieces of legislation to come down so we can hold that up if someone still has that piece of legislation paper. House Bill 636, sponsored by many of the legislators here today, led by Representative Renitta Shannon, is an effort to create a database where we are able to look side by side at issues related to police accountability, specifically related to the use of excessive force. The feedback that we have received is that we can be more specific with our legislation. And so as we go back into the state capitol, we are seeking an opportunity for a bill that has already passed on the Senate side to be amended, to be swapped out, and for justice to rain down in whatever new House bill number or whatever new Senate bill number, so that we can get this issue of police accountability and excessive use of force to be an issue of the past in the state of Georgia. The next question, please.
How long exactly would it take for this bill to pass, and exactly when would it begin to be effective? So Representative Cannon is right. We are making some changes to the bill, having talked to attorneys who actually have worked on police brutality and in cases that have involved with police killings. But we still feel that the bill in its current form deserves a hearing, and that is what we'll be pushing for. The other two things I want to mention is, just because session is over, that doesn't mean that our work ends. I can tell you that every single representative up here works on this issue even when we are out of session. So the passion does not die down. We were working on this long before George Floyd was killed. The other thing is, there is no position within government that does not have purview over this issue. Every single elected official has something they can do. In fact, there's more that can be done on the local level than even at the state level.
Facts.
Even school board candidates have things that they can do. When we talk about police officers in schools, we talk about what they are used for, there is no office that you currently elect that does not have anything to do with this issue. So, as I've said before, it is respectability politics that is killing us. Too many elected officials, there's still a culture of too many elected officials who are giving police benefit of the doubt without even looking into what they are doing, and House Bill 636 seeks to correct that. Yes. Police have not earned benefit of the doubt in our community, and we need to make sure that the system works for everybody. Black people pay taxes too. Right. Any other questions?
Yes, with so much pressure to cut the budget and so much focus on that in these last days, do you really hope to have a hearing?
Is that?
Yes.
Okay. Absolutely. I mean, what I've seen, and I understand that we are under budget cuts, what I've seen is that over and over this General Assembly has made money for what they want. They have found money for what they want to find money for. So again, I think that the toughest thing that we'll be up against is the consistent culture of not wanting to say what the police can do better from elected officials. The folks that you see sponsoring the bill along with me, Representative Scott, Representative Cannon, Representative Nguyen, Representative Thomas, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I will say there is not, at this time, there is not a long list of elected officials who are even willing to address this issue. And that is something that the public can help with. You need to talk to your House members and your Senate members and elected officials at all levels of office, candidates who are running, and ask them what they plan to do on the issue of police accountability. And if they cannot tell you, do not vote for them.
Amen. Amen.
Next question.
Can I just ask one follow-up question?
I want to just address that question real quick. So I know everybody's talking about budget cuts, and we know that the governor has put out a 14% cut when we go back next week. But we have to remember that lives are being cut short, and that is important. And so we can talk about budget cuts all day long, but we also have to talk about the lives. Lives matter, businesses matter, but lives are more important than businesses. These legislators and to these moms that stand up here today. And so yes, we can talk about budget cuts, but we need to first talk about lives, because lives are more important, and we are representatives, and that lives send us up here. People send us up here, and so we should represent them, and we need to pass HB 636. And this will be our last question, because we're going to cut out. Was there any other questions from media before we go?
I know, I see that there are a lot of women of color legislators here. I know that the Georgia General Assembly has the largest black caucus of any state in the United States. With such a large representation of black legislators, why do you think it has been so hard to get bills like this passed?
Because, believe you and I, we are the largest black caucus. Thank you for that. But we also are outnumbered by the Republicans. Okay, we are outnumbered. It's weird. It's not more blacks out there than it is white representation, okay? So we have to remember that we are standing out front and we are fighting. And people need to understand that not only do we stand out front and rally and protest and advocate, but we advocate inside that Capitol just as much as we are standing in front of there. And so people have to understand that we are outnumbered inside that Capitol, okay? We are outnumbered by the people that don't care about human lives in that Capitol. So what we have to do is that we need you. We need the people to say, we want HB 636. We need the people to call your representatives. Go to votesmart.org, find out who your representative is, put your address in, find out who your legislator is, and call their phone, email them twice and 3 times on the weekend, and let them know that you are outraged and you want to be heard. You want HB 636, you want HB 426, you want the hate crimes bill, you want more from what they are doing. And so yes, we are talking about budget cuts, but when we go back to the Capitol, we are going to be thinking about human lives first before anything else. And we want to thank everyone for being here out today. We thank the mothers for standing with us. We know it takes a lot for them to come out of their house and relive this right now. This is what they are doing, you all, reliving this in order to get their voices to be heard. And so we thank the mothers and we thank the women legislators, the elected officials that are standing here with the mothers that want them to be heard. And we want you to remember these faces of the legislators that not just standing here today, that stand every single time that there's police brutality, every single time that someone is done wrong. Remember the legislators and remember the elected officials that have stood with them and that will stand with them to the end. So we thank you so much for being here today, and remember that lives come first before money, and that lives come first before legislation.